a lawyer friend of mine once said, guilty people plead guilty. And, my client was not guilty, and so that's why we went to trial, Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And, we had a situation, a very unique situation. I've never seen anything like it in my experience, but my client was a student at STC, and, he gets a friend of his asks him to move a vehicle for him, that somebody's going to need to pick it up. So he drives it from McAllen, tell him, you pick it up, the keys are in the truck, you're going to pick it up and just go drop it off at a Whataburger. So my client gets into the truck, starts driving, and as soon as he starts driving it towards the Whataburger where he was supposed to go drop this vehicle off, he notices that another vehicle starts following him in an aggressive manner. And, his instincts are telling him that something's not right about these people who are following him.
Uh-huh.
He has no reason to think that he's doing anything wrong. I mean, he's thinking, well, gosh, maybe the friend of mine that asked me to move the truck is up to no good, but he wasn't sure. So he starts driving. He picks up the vehicle here at Fallas Paredes off of the expressway and 23rd Street in McAllen. He starts to drive south towards Hidalgo. This vehicle is being kind of aggressive, and so he tries to take, another route rather than going directly to the Whataburger where he was going to go leave the vehicle, and he goes towards the airport where there's more people.
Mm-hmm.
And he circles around the La Plaza Mall, and this vehicle is being overly aggressive towards him and, just on his bumper and tailgating him. So he doesn't know what these people are up to, but, he starts to turn on 10th Street, heading south to the original destination, and then he makes a U-turn. Instead of going to the Whataburger, he makes a U-turn and starts to head, where there's going to be people and there's going to be, witnesses in case something is wrong.
Yeah.
Well, these individuals, the two individuals that ended up pleading guilty, they actually pled guilty to murder. And I'll explain that in a minute. But these two individuals start shooting real bullets at my client who's driving away from them.
Wow.
So he starts speeding away down 10th Street, headed north, and he's running for his life. He hasn't done anything wrong, and these people are chasing after him. He doesn't know why they're chasing after him, but he's just reacting to the situation that he's caught up in. And so he runs a red light. He's speeding down 10th Street. He T-bones a vehicle, kills a teacher, and injures somebody else. And he then gets out of the vehicle, starts running away from the vehicle because he's running for his life. And so the individuals that were chasing him were also involved in the crash, and they take off in their disabled vehicle. They eventually get arrested when their vehicle breaks down. Both of them are charged with what's known as felony murder. When you're in the commission of a felony and someone dies, then even though you didn't point a gun at him and shoot him, as long as someone died while you were in the commission of a felony, then that's what's called felony murder in the state of Texas. Well, my client is charged with manslaughter, and he's charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And we went to trial, and we brought up a defense in Judge Partida's court. Judge Partida is no longer on the bench. He's since retired. But I remember Judge Partida, mentioning and talking about the defense that we brought up, which was something that's slightly used. I've never heard it used before, and I haven't heard it used since. And it's called the defense of necessity. And our legislature years ago found that if someone is doing something out of necessity for their well-being, out of necessity for their life, mm-hmm. then the instruction that the jury gets is that if they did it out of necessity, it's almost like a quasi self-defense claim.
Yeah.
But the jury found that, it was a tragic accident and somebody died, but this kid was running for his life, and he had done nothing wrong in and of itself from taking the vehicle from one place to another. And so he was acquitted. The jury found him guilty of all counts. And the other two individuals pled guilty to felony murder and, went to prison.